America eats tens of billions of eggs every year. Most of them are laid in buildings you are never allowed to see. Yet some of the eggs people call the best tasting don't come from certified facilities at all. No USDA lines. No industrial washing. No 1,000-mile cold chains. Just a backyard. And a very uncomfortable question. If the eggs we trust the most don't come from the system built to be trusted, what exactly are we eating? Morning light cuts across a quiet backyard. A hen steps through dew-soaked grass. An egg drops in a straw. In the United States, over 95 billion eggs are produced every year. Most come from buildings with no windows. Yet some of the most expensive eggs in the country come from places with no factory at all. No quimbaivits, no processing lines, just a yard, a coop, and a carton on a kitchen counter. What looks simple is quietly rewriting how people measure taste. Eggs are one of the most consumed proteins on Earth. They feed households, bakeries, restaurants, and food manufacturers every day. Industrial systems move millions of eggs per hour through centralized facilities. Few consumers ever see what happens before the shell reaches a store shelf. At the same time, backyard egg production has surged. Millions of households now keep small flocks, not to replace the industry, but to step outside it. This parallel system rarely appears in supply chain discussions, yet it reshapes expectations of freshness, flavor, and control. Backyard egg production exists where space allows movement. Temperate climates with seasonal daylight support steady laying cycles. Suburban yards, rural plots, and edge-of-town properties provide quiet, low-density environments. These spaces offer what large-scale barns cannot. Direct sunlight, variable terrain, insects, grass, soil, and shade. Weather matters here. Cold slows laying. Heat stresses hens. Rain reshapes routines. This system survives because it adapts to place, not uniformity. An egg forms from what a hen eats, absorbs, and metabolizes each day. Yolk color reflects carotenoids. Shell strength reflects calcium intake. Flavor reflects freshness and fat composition. Backyard eggs are often consumed within hours or days. Industrial eggs may travel weeks before use. Biology favors immediacy. Proteins remain intact. Yolks stay firm. Aromas remain subtle, but present. The same species produces both products. The difference is the system surrounding it. It always begins with the bird itself. Not all hens lay the same egg. In backyards across the country, flocks are built deliberately, often mixing heritage and hybrid breeds selected not for maximum output, but for shell strength, yolk color, and consistency. Rhode Island Reds, Plymouth Rocks, Australorps, and Leghorns appear again and again, each chosen for a specific trait. Some lay fewer eggs, but with denser whites. Others produce deeper orange yolks, driven by slower metabolism and foraging behavior. The source of the chick matters just as much. Backyard keepers often start with day-old chicks from small hatcheries or local breeders, where genetics are tracked in small batches rather than optimized at industrial scale. Early mistakes are costly. Poor breeding lines can mean fragile shells, irregular laying cycles, or stress-sensitive birds that stop producing under minor environmental changes. In the first weeks of life, temperature stability, light exposure, and handling frequency quietly shape the hen's entire productive lifespan. Unlike industrial pullets raised by the tens of thousands, these birds are monitored individually. Weight gain is visible. Behavior is noticed. Small deviations are corrected early, because once a laying hen reaches maturity, there is no reset button. The quality of a backyard egg, months later, is already decided here, long before the first shell ever hits straw. Backyard egg production unfolds at a completely different scale, but not at a slower pace. Space defines everything. Each hen moves freely through yards measured in square meters, not square inches. Daylight sets the rhythm. Morning light triggers movement. Foraging begins immediately. Scratching soil, pecking insects, breaking down kitchen scraps, and cycling nutrients back into the ground. Time stretches differently here. A hen's laying cycle follows natural seasons rather than artificial lighting schedules. Production rises in spring, slows in summer heat, pauses during molting, resumes as feathers return. Labor happens in small, repeated motions. Doors open at dawn. Feed is checked. Waters are cleaned. Eggs are collected by hand, often within hours of being laid. No cambiavits, no buffers. Risks are constant and visible. Predators circle. Weather shifts quickly. Heat stress, parasites, and nutritional imbalance can shut down production overnight. There is no redundancy. Each bird matters. Human-machine interaction is minimal but precise. Simple tools replace heavy equipment. Timers control coop lighting during short winter days. Automatic water nipples reduce contamination. Mobile coops rotate grazing areas to prevent soil fatigue. Every adjustment is immediate. When something fails, the result appears the next morning in the nest box. Fewer eggs, thinner shells, pale yolks. Backyard systems don't hide inefficiency. They expose it instantly. And because production is small, correction happens fast. Feed ratios change. Shade is added. Space is expanded. The operation stays alive by responding, not by overpowering the system. Even small systems adopt tools. Automatic doors open at sunrise. Sensors monitor coop temperature. Gravity-fed feeders regulate intake. Feed blends are adjusted seasonally. Calcium supplements strengthen shells. Lighting schedules stabilize laying cycles. Efficiency gains are subtle, not measured in tons, measured in consistency. Technology here supports biology. It does not replace it. Egg collection is immediate, by hand, often within minutes of laying. Shells remain warm. Bloom remains intact. No washing strips the natural barrier. Speed preserves structure. Yolks stay centered. Whites remain dense. There is no chilling tunnel, no grading line. Just transfer from nest to carton. Control replaces scale. Backyard eggs bypass industrial processing. No washing bots. No oil coating. No long-term cold storage. Cartons are filled at home. Labeled by date, not code. Transport is local or non-existent. Some eggs move to neighbors. Some to small markets. Some never leave the kitchen. The supply chain collapses into a single step. Distance disappears. Backyard eggs rarely compete on price per unit. They compete on perception. Per egg value can exceed supermarket pricing. Costs include feed, housing, and time. Returns include freshness, reliability, and independence. Compared to industrial eggs, volume is insignificant. Compared to specialty eggs, margins are similar. Value shifts from commodity to experience. Backyard systems reduce transport emissions. They increase land use per egg. They decentralize risk, but require individual responsibility. Waste becomes compost. Feed sources vary. Animal welfare depends on attention, not regulation. As more households adopt this model, questions remain. Can it scale without losing its advantages? Does it complement or challenge industrial systems? And where does responsibility shift when production moves closer to home? Evening settles over the yard. Hens return to roost. Another egg waits in straw. Billions of eggs will move through factories tonight, and a few will stay right where they were laid. Between those two systems lies a choice of distance, control, and trust. So the question remains, is better taste about technique or proximity? If this journey changed how you see something as simple as an egg, like the video, subscribe, and follow for more stories hidden inside everyday food.